Hey guys, this is SpicyBoi Comics coming at you with another review for Catwoman number 5. This book is both written and drawn by Joelle Jones, and you know what? Hats off to you, Mr. Jones, because you wrote a good book. And drew one. Drew a very good book. So this is part 5 of an ongoing story for this book called Copycats, and the book picks up with this really cool sort of dichotomy between Catwoman saving this girl from being killed by these evil doctor guys, and then the villain of the book, who's like this manipulative lady who like dates people in like high power in this area, and she like kills them with the same drug. And so there's sort of like this dual story going on between Catwoman's arc and then the villain's arc, and they parallel each other really nicely. And even though it's two storylines going on every page, Joelle Jones manages to keep a very clear difference between the two stories. She does this a few ways. One, at the beginning, you see there's the difference between the red in the villain story and the more purple and blue colors in Catwoman's story. So that helps you keep track of which story is being told in a particular panel, and that is super helpful and very effective, I must say. It makes things very clear and easy to read, and you can understand which story you're reading in any given panel or page. And so this goes on for a while. Really gruesome how this guy basically maims himself. The villain's monologuing, as they do, about how this drug like causes people sort of like tear their own skin off. If there's too much of it, it kind of drives them a little bit crazy. It's the same one the villain actually uses, and if I remember correctly, that's kind of why her face is kind of like messed up. Joelle Jones' art suits specifically this villain really well, because a lot of her art involves these sort of sharp, dynamic lines on the face for defining jawlines and cheekbones and stuff. But this lady kind of has a messed up kind of face, like it's broken into these little pieces, so her art really serves that look. She looks really menacing and evil, and it's really cool. We got this guy here, who I believe is the villain's youngest son. And what I like about this book is that they set up this little conflict between the youngest son and his mother. You can tell he's kind of getting a little tired of his mom's shenanigans, and he doesn't really want to be a part of this whole organization, this whole system she's got going on. You can tell she's manipulating him, and he's been manipulated by her, and it makes you feel really bad for this character. And make a bold theory that he's probably going to end up betraying his mom. Maybe in the next issue, maybe down the road. Somewhere in this arc, I got a feeling that the youngest son is probably going to turn the tables on his mom. That's what I picked up from this book. Picked up what Miss Jones is laying down. So we got this really good double-page spread of Wonder Woman with the whip. I love how like the whip's making like this wide arc. He's like, stay back, and it's all the guys kind of not sure what to do because they know how dangerous she is. That's cool. You know a woman is dangerous when you got all these guys like, oh no, what's she going to do? They're all they're not sure where to go. They're not sure how to get her. Even though, like, they should be able to overpower her fairly easily, but they know she's dangerous, so that's a good way of showing the reader that, she means business. So then, like, she makes her daring escape, She has to get out of there. She's fighting some guys. And all the while, we got this lady trying to, like, calm down the boy. And meanwhile, Catwoman's doing the opposite. She's kind of getting the people she's fighting, a little anxious. Good couple of thwacks in there. Really good stuff. And so then, after Catwoman has been captured, unfortunately, she failed to escape. So now, the story cuts between this priest speaking over the guy who killed himself's funeral, and Catwoman sort of in this comatose state. She's sleepy, she's tired, she doesn't want to keep fighting, she's worn out, and we get this really awesome page of Selina and Bruce Wayne Batman together. And this is just a cool, relatable moment. A nice little brief pause in the action to show us that, for all of Catwoman's good skills and fighting capabilities, she's just a person, and she's tired, and she just wants to rest. And that's something that really speaks to me because, there's just some days where you got to fight really hard, and you don't want to get back up. So this was a nice little moment, a little inner look into Catwoman's character. That was a nice little breakup in the more dynamic action stuff of the story. Really like this. It was a nice, solidly composed page. Really good stuff. And so then, they're burying the guy. He was in the military, so they're giving him a funeral service, with the proper folded flag. And Boy, let me tell you, you want to make me dislike a villain? You have her disrespect the American flag. She just kind of tosses it aside. It's like, just do something with it. Especially since this is supposed to be a buried soldier's flag. That is, ah, way to make me dislike this lady. And she hands it off to, of course, the younger boy. And this is where we see a lot more of her manipulation. She wants to make him a little bit stronger, so she's offering him just a little tiny dose of that same drug she used to kill the husband. She's like, no, it's only a little bit. It's only a tiny bit. And he really desperately doesn't want to. But in the end, well, he says, yes, mother. And man, I can just tell. You only get half his face, and I can tell, like, everything this guy's thinking. And half a face on a fairly small panel. And that's impressive work. I really like that. It's cool how you can just get a lot of what a character's thinking. Such a simple image. One image. Just one image. It's not a real actor. It's a drawing, but you understand kind of what's going on in his head, this conflict. He definitely does not want to keep doing what his mother tells him, but at the same time, you can tell he's torn because I think he does love his mother. But I'm sensing a betrayal coming up. Somewhere soon. Give it time. And so then, Catwoman, of course, she inevitably wakes up. She's in the mansion, and then Skye comes down, sort of like toys with her a little bit, but you don't toy with Catwoman, you mess with the cat, you get the claws or the feet and the back of the head, and she pins this guy down with the rope she was tied up with, and she's like, where's everyone else? So she's going back into action. She's ready to fight, and this guy's a little, well, he's been bamboozled. So that's this issue. Very well done issue. Of course, like great pacing, good action. Loved the way she managed to balance the two different storylines together on each page through the art, and the dialogue was really solid. I like the conflict with Catwoman, that wanting to give up, that sort of desperation in her. I really like the conflict between the son and the mother, the boy's not really sure what to do, but I think I know what he's going to do. But even so, it was very well set up. Really good art, also by Joelle Jones. Really love her art style, and it suits this book so well, especially again with that villain, with the way her face is so craggly and broken, literally broken. Was really well done and well crafted. And so overall, this was a solid issue. If you haven't started getting this book yet, I'd highly recommend going back and getting all 5 of the issues that are out right now. It's a great series, it's a great read, it's a fun read. I hope it lasts for a while. I hope this book goes on for a really long time. This should be like Tom King's Batman, but with Joelle Jones. She just goes deep into this character because I am loving every single bit of what this book has to offer. So that's the review. I hope you guys liked it, and should be a review for Titans number 29 coming out in the next few days. I'm not sure when I'll get to that one, but yeah, stay tuned for that, and I will see all of you guys in the next video. Later.